Yo, what's up guys? You got pokeaimMD here. Today we have another Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl moveset video guide on how to use both Drapion and Skuntank. I was asked this, if I could do them both in the same video. Figured, same typing, why not? I actually like both of the mons a lot. If you guys do enjoy these videos, make sure you leave a like, and also if you're new to the channel and you like Pokemon content, I upload this, I upload Showdown Lives, I upload Wi-Fi battles, I upload Pokemon Talk stuff, I upload everything Pokemon. Competitive Pokemon. If you like that, feel free to subscribe. My end of next year goal is 300,000 subscribers. And also, I do have some new merch to celebrate the launch of BDSP. Feel free to check that out if you want. That should be on your screen now. Link is down below. That should be available till the end of December. So we're going to start off with Drapion, then we're going to get into Skuntank. Drapion's a really cool Pokemon. Poison and Dark is amazing. Only has one weakness, which is Ground. And with a Sugar Berry, as we do have on the first set, you basically deal with that ground weakness. So the first set on Drapion, probably one of my personal favorite Drapions, is the Swords Dance set. Now, I like Sugar Berry a lot. It's great for, you know, living an Earthquake from Garchomp, Gliscor, Flygon type thing. I mean, you have pretty decent defense. If you actually didn't notice, Drapion and Gliscor have very similar stats, just Drapion is just slightly worse in most stats. But, yeah, so allowing it to live those hits. Drapion does have access to Swords Dance, which is awesome, +2 in attack. We're going to go Jolly Nature on this. I think that speed tier is just awesome for like being faster than plus speed Rotoms and Nidokings and everything below that. So good to go Jolly, max speed, max attack. Swords Dance, knockoff. It's one of the few Pokemon that still has access to knockoff right now, and it's Stab, which is great. Knockoff, if you don't know, if the opponent has an item and you go for knockoff, it goes from 65 base power to 97.5 base power that time that you hit them. So awesome move, and getting rid of items is, I mean, items are a big thing in competitive Pokemon, so getting rid of items are always amazing. Poison Jab is your way of dealing with the fairies. And your last move is either Earthquake or Ice Fang. Earthquake lets you hit the steel types, but you can hit them for neutral with knockoff for the most part, but it's good also for like Heatran and things like that. But then, because you have Sugar Berry, you can run Ice Fang, and Ice Fang will allow you to deal that 4 times effective damage to Pokemon like Garchomp, Dragonite, Gliscor, Flygon, Salamence type of thing, all of which cannot knock you out due to your Sugar Berry, and some of them you might even outspeed, depending on their investment. Battle Armor is there just so you can't get crit through your Sugar Berry. That's the worst, man, when you get crit and you have a Resistance Berry. So it's there so you can't get crit, which is awesome in general because you know how crits can potentially ruin a game or even win a game for you. You can run Black Sludge or Life Orb if you don't want to run Sugar Berry, but I like Sugar Berry, especially if you are running the Ice Fang. The next set we have is a set that I also like for the OU tier, and that is Toxic Spikes Drapion. Drapion is really cool because being a poison type that touches the ground, I was going to say a grounded poison type, but people always think, oh, it's not ground poison. No, a grounded poison type means it touches the ground. It means that it can absorb T-Spikes, which is pretty nice. It can also go for Toxic Spikes too. So the EV spread on this thing is designed to be faster than Breloom, max speed Jolly Breloom. The rest is pumped into HP and special defense. That way you can, you know, take a Draco Meteor from Latios if you really need to. But also it just lets it check Gengar better and Alakazam, 2 really good Pokemon in the tier. So you can live like a Shadow Ball and a Focus Blast or from both of them. And obviously deal with them via knockoff. So Toxic Spikes is there. You get those up that help wear down the opponent's Pokemon. Knockoff, obviously. Poison Jab is so you can beat the fairies. I think it's really important when Clefairy is an incredible Pokemon. And then you either run Earthquake or Toxic. I like Earthquake a little bit better, just because being able to hit Heatran is really nice, and you're faster than modest Heatrans, which is pretty cool. But Toxic is cool because a lot of Pokemon don't have access to Toxic right now. Drapion is one of them. And if you're playing maybe in a lower tier with Drapion, sorry if you guys hear my chair squeaking, I'm just like trying to get comfortable. If you are playing in a lower tier, you can use Toxic for the bulk of your Pokemon, like can come in on you like Quagsire. Cresselia can technically beat you 1v1 if it's Calm Mind, so without Toxic. So Toxic obviously helps you deal with that as well. So kind of you pick what you want. Black Sludge is your preferred item. It is the leftovers of poison types, and then Battle Armor once again because you don't want to get crit. So next up, we have a Choice Band set. Another great one. You can use the Sniper ability. I really like Sniper, and man, crits with Sniper are so satisfying because they do the big damage, right? The damage is multiplied times 1.5. So really nice with Sniper, obviously. This allows us to potentially hit hard with our attacks, but it's just a Choice Band set, just the insane damage from the get, right? You want that +1 damage from the get. So Pretty straightforward set. Ice Fang, knockoff, poison jab, and earthquake. All the covers that we talked about before. You have your steel coverage, you have your poison coverage for fairies, you have your steel covered, excuse me, via the earthquake. You have your dark coverage, your best dark move, and if this Pokemon's not actually Pursuit, you would have Pursuit here, which would be great for dealing with Gengar, Alakazam, and Latios, but doesn't have it, unfortunately. Also like Miss Magius and things like that, Ghost in the lower tier, but unfortunately Pursuit is not in the game, so it doesn't have it. But you can have Ice Fang, Choice Bang Ice Fang, can 2-hit KO Gliscor, Garchomp type of thing. It's your strongest move versus those. Fire Fang is also an option. I didn't write it down, but Fire Fang is also an option if you want to like deal with Scizor, for instance. So that could be a cool thing there. But just an offensive one. We also have Choice Scarf after the Choice Band one, and this one is knockoff, poison jab, earthquake. Again, I like battle armor better on Choice Scarf because it lets you like switch in easier on the Gengars and stuff because you're going to be outspeeding them after. So the last thing you want is like your Drapion at 45% or something, and Gengar goes for Shadow Ball. It cannot kill you, and then they get a crit and you die as you switch in. But that's just like, I don't know. It sucks, so obviously battle armor is better for you. But yeah, the last move we have is Toxic Spikes. Similar to like Scarf Rose Raid and how those things function, or sometimes Scarf Heracross with like spikes or things like that. Similar to how these Pokemon function, basically this allows you to help your teammates out while still being Choice Scarf, because Drapion does 4 switches on those Ghost types, and because there's no Pursuit, obviously, like I said, they'll switch out. And those Psychic types. So you can go for Toxic Spike, and then that'll help maybe your knockoffs later or your teammates later, depending on if you need it for the team. Jolly, again, max speed, max attack. The next set we have is the Special Defensive set. It's just a full-on Special Defensive set. Enough speed for like Jolly Crotto, excuse me, and Pokemon below that speed tier. Defensive Rotoms, defensive Suicunes, and stuff like that. But it's just a better set versus Gengar and Alakazam. It takes it better because it's just careful. 248 HP, 244 special defense, 16 speed. Black Sludge, battle armor. Again, on defensive sets, or most sets, you're going to want battle armor. There are some sets where you will want the sniper, and we'll talk about it a little bit. But yeah, so we have Crunch, just strong move. Whirlwind. Why did this say Crunch? Why did I put Crunch? Oh, it's because I'm doing Skuntank at the same one. This should not be Crunch, guys. Excuse me. This should be knockoff. I apologize. Because I was doing Skuntank and Drapion at the same time, and Skuntank gets Crunch, whereas Drapion actually gets knockoff. So this should be knockoff. So I apologize for that. But knockoff, Whirlwind, Poison Jab, and either Toxic Spikes or Taunt. Whirlwind's pretty cool because you can stop like Nasty Plot, Miss Magius. If it's like behind a sub and you don't want to knock off and take 2 hits type of thing, you can phase them out. Just special attackers in general, Calm Mind, Clefables, and stuff like that. You can phase them out. And then you have Toxic Spikes if you want to support the team a little bit better. Maybe you have a bulkier team, or Taunt to stop something from setting up or healing after you've knocked them off. So again, like I said, this should definitely be knockoff, not Crunch. However, you could potentially justify Crunch for like defense drops and stuff like that. But for the most part, this should be knockoff. And I apologize. That was I was doing like the Skuntank and Drapion at the same time, and I must have mixed them up. So I apologize. I'm glad I caught that though. So the next set we have is a really cool set because Drapion has access to Acupressure, and Acupressure is really fun because it raises a random stat of the user or an ally by 2. So you can click Acupressure and you can get +2 defense, you can get +2 attack, +2 accuracy, +2 I believe evasion as well. Like, you know, all your stats. So this is pretty cool because with battle armor you cannot be crit, which means your opponent cannot hope to crit you through that. So they have to hope to either phase you out or that they can kill you before you can do this. Now, EV spread is completely up to you. This is just, I wanted max speed because I want to be able to get off as many boosts as possible before my opponent can hit me. But again, you can easily run like max special defense, max defense, whatever you want to do with like an impish nature. But I think definitely max HP, Black Sludge, and again, the battle armor because you do not want to get crit. So again, you have Acupressure. You have Rest. Rest is for that longevity, right? Because eventually they will wear you down. You want to get back up to full. So when you do Rest, it heals you back up to full, but you are asleep for 2 turns. That's where Sleep Talk comes into play, where you can click Sleep Talk, and basically all the moves, or the 2 of the moves that you can get with Sleep Talk are really good, right? You could also get Rest potentially, which isn't bad, but 2 out of 3 chance. You can get Acupressure or Knockoff, which is great. Obviously, Knockoff I think is the main move. Dark just has no no immunities, excuse me. So Knockoff is great to be able to get rid of items, and also just it's a really good move just to have, period. But if you don't want to run Sleep Talk, you can run poison jabs. So you basically are asleep for 2 turns, but you do not have to fear them critting you. Especially, and this is really good, like if you've boosted your defense and your special defense all the way up to +6, man, you don't have to worry. So this is just a really fun set. Black Sludge for the recovery, a really fun set and annoying set for Drapion. I've used acupressure sets a few times on this mon, on Malamar, and it's been fun. Was it Malamar? I don't remember if it was Malamar. This is something else. It might have been Malamar. The next set is a Scope Lens set with basically the critting. I believe with Scope Lens plus Night Slash, it is a 50% chance to crit. Same thing with Cross Poison, so a 50% chance to crit. And with the Sniper ability, crits are doing the damage is multiplied times 1.5 or crit. So it's nice. Wait, why is it Sniper? Hold up. Oh, I was remembering. Excuse me. It's 2.25 times. Yes, I was remembering the old generation of Sniper where it was 3 times the damage, but no, it does 2.25 times the damage instead of 1.5 times because that's the normal one. So yeah, you do some insane damage with this attacks. And 50% of the time, I have Swords. It doesn't have Focus Energy, unfortunately. It doesn't have it right now. At least I don't know if it ever did. It probably did. But it doesn't have Focus Energy right now. But we have Swords Dance, so you can boost your attack. And then you have the Cross Poison, Night Slash, 50% chances to crit. And then you have Earthquake as well, so you just hit the steal. So, and then a little Sniper one. Why was I remembering Sniper wrong? Why did I say it wrong before? I don't know why I was saying it wrong. I apologize. A little bit late. Made an error today. It won't happen in the next video. Don't worry. But yeah, with the Scope Lens, that way you can crit. So just the nice. I included the fun sets at the end because I think the crit set as well as the acupressure set are really cool. You should try them out. This one in particular is very satisfying to get it off. So next up, we have Skuntank. Now, the first Skuntank set we have is the Nasty Plot one. I think all Skuntanks should basically run Aftermath. You can run Stench because you have a chance to flinch your opponent, but Aftermath is great because when they do contact damage and you die, they take a nice little quarter. So it's really it's just a solid ability just to get damage off on the opponent. But yeah, the quarter of their maximum HP, so it's nice. But we have Timid, Max Speed. You don't necessarily have to go Timid, but I mean you have a good speed tier over Adamant, Lucario, or things like that. Max Speed, Heatran, so Timid can work in that regard, right? And max speed, max special attack, when Black Sludge has this, and yeah, so it's Nasty Plot. Nasty Plot boosts your special attack +2, and this allows you to click Dark Pulse and Sludge Bomb. Obviously, Skuntank has the beautiful, it's Poison and Dark, so the beautiful resistances to Ghost, and also being immune to Psychic, so it has some cool chances. Last move can either be Taunt or Fire Blast. Taunt helps you be a better stall breaker because you stop recovery, whereas Fire Blast obviously is nuking the steals like Scizor, and Lucario, but obviously Dark Pulse, besides Lucario, Dark Pulse is neutral on Scizor, because, it's updated generation, right? So, Steel no longer resists Dark. So, Dark Pulse is to be a solid 2 KO, but if you want to OHKO that boy, you run the Fire Blast. Flamethrower is also an option if you don't want to miss, but man, if you go in this, you want to go some power, I feel. You can knock out, like, special defensive steals with powerful attacks, like even like Steelix and stuff like that. So, next that we have is an offensive defogging variant. And this is, like I said, this is where I mixed up the crunch. I'm glad I didn't at least put knockoff on Skuntank. It should get knockoff. It should get a few moves. I think I should get Parting Shot too. And Pursuit should come back as well. This was a great Pursuit user. This was a great Assault Vest user, man. I missed that. But this is offensive, offensive defog. So defog gets rid of hazards on both sides. So this is a cool Pokemon to get rid of Sticky Web, Spikes, Stealth Rock. And obviously it being a poison type and touching the ground means it already absorbs toxic spikes anyway. It should also get toxic spikes and regular spikes too. But yeah, so Poison Jab is your main move for fairies. It's your main coverage. You have Sucker Punch for that priority. This is great for faster Pokemon like Gengar, Alakazam, Latios to do some massive damage or knock them out. Obviously Defog to get rid of hazards. And then you have Taunt. Taunt, again, very similarly, it just stops potentially recovery. It stops setup. And then you can have Crunch if you don't want that. And Crunch is your other dark stab. Basically, Sucker Punch relies on your opponent attacking you. So if you want a dark move that doesn't rely on that and also is stronger than Sucker Punch, you go for Crunch, which can also lower their defenses. So just a more offensive defogging variant. Adamant, max attack, max speed. The next set we have is a Subtoxic variant. Now I like this set a lot because Skuntank has a great HP stat, and it means that it takes 2 seismic tosses to break its substitute, so it's pretty cool. You can even sub like on a Blissey. The 60 attack investment allows you to knock out Gengar with Crunch, and the 12 special defense plus 232, you're living like Specs, what is it, Shadow Balls, after, you're always living Spec Shadow Balls, I think, with Protect, if you do run Protect. And then the speed is just there for like Pokemon like Max Speed, Heatran, and just because you can get off some extra crunch damage off on them. A Black Sludge for the recovery as always, and obviously you're faster than like Braylon, which is a pretty key one too. So just give you the most chances to sub. I didn't want to go max speed because I feel like there weren't too many relevant speed tiers. Maybe you can go more than 284 speed if you want to, like the number 284, more than that if you want to be faster than like a Mamoswine. That's something you could potentially hit. So but I definitely want 232 HP, the 60 attack, and the 12 special defense, so maybe you can. It's up to you. It depends on what your UV spread is. But the idea behind this is being behind a substitute lets you avoid like Will-O-Wisp and Thunder Wave and just attack damage if they're going for Seismic Toss. And then Substitute is Toxic is awesome because you can wear down the opponent. If you didn't know, when you're a Poison type, you cannot miss Toxic, so it's awesome. Like even Pokemon that are flying or using Dig, you can actually hit with Toxic too. You'll probably not fight that in competitive, but it's just like it's 100% accurate, so it's really cool. It's more than 100% accurate. It's through that, but it's awesome. It means that you will be hitting the opponent and not really having to worry. And what I really like about it is that it allows you to wear them down in conjunction with Protect. So you can run Protect or Poison Jab. It's kind of up to you. Protect lets you stall extra turns between your subs, and you get your extra Black Sludge. Between Substitute, the Black Sludge you get, the Protect as well. The Black Sludge you get, you're almost back up to getting another free sub, right? But you can also run Poison Jab if you want to hit Fairy types like Clefable. And then Crunch is a given because you want to be able to beat the Psychic types and the Ghost types that a Dark type is supposed to beat. So that's kind of like how you use Skuntank in this way. The next set is a more special defensive defog variant, and this one is going to better take on Alakazams, Mismagiuses, Latiases, Latioses. Oh, Latias, you have to be careful because Spectacles are scary, but like the Alakazam, like basically the Psychics and the Ghosts. But max HP, max special defense, no really reason to complicate this one. Black Sludge, rest in defense, but Poison Jab again, Fairy coverage, defog, you want to get rid of the hazards, Sucker Punch there for the faster Pokemon I just mentioned. And then your last move is either Protect, Foul Play, or Toxic. Protect, again, you don't have recover as a move or like real good recovery outside of like Rest, and Rest isn't the best. So Protect is cool for getting the extra Black Sludge and scouting as well. Foul Play is interesting because it goes based off of your opponent's attacks, so the damage it does. So it's really nice because like if something tries to set up on you, like Garchomp goes for Swords Dance, you're going to hit them with a Foul Play, you're going to do a lot to them. So that's awesome. Dragonite, Dragon Dancing type of thing. And then of course Toxic is nice for wearing down the opponent always and not really having to worry about Poison Jab poisoning the opponent. So it's kind of like what you want out of your team when it comes to this type of Skuntank. But it's just a more special defensive based one. And the last set we have is actually an old school set that I used to use. And I do think I didn't mention like Choice Scarf and Choice Band and stuff, but they are options. And also Memento is a pretty cool support option too, to support the team like Defog plus Memento. But this is a more offensive one, and this was used like back to deal with like a 2-hit KO to Steelix, which is where Skuntank usually ended up. Speed for like modest max speed Magneton, which was again in the tiers where Skuntank usually ended up, and you could deal with them via Fire Blast. But it's basically the little wall breaker, Poison Jab, Sucker Punch, Fire Blast, and Taunt. You stop opposing setup from the steals, and you basically just do massive damage via the Life Orb, Boost, Naughty Nature, plus Attack minus Special Defense. You don't check the Ghost types as well because you are minus Special Defense, but you do deal more damage to them with your max attack, Life Orb boosted Sucker Punches. So that's kind of all what I have for you guys today with Drapion and Skuntank. Hopefully you guys have a good time when you end up using them. Let me know what Pokemon you guys want to see next. I don't know if I'm using these Pokemon today. I did use a Drapion. I did use a Drapion the other day in my Miss Maggie's video. If you guys missed my Miss Maggie's video, I encourage you to check that out because like I said, I used Drapion and Drapion was really good in that video. I'll probably be using a Skuntank eventually as well. But I'll be doing these and I'll be covering a bunch of different Pokemon. And like I said, let me know which Pokemon you guys want to see next. And I will see you guys in the next video later today. Goodbye, my friends.